So the big question is this: how do small businesses like yours, who feel like you're doing all the right things and going to all the right events, reach the federal buyer in a way that helps you win more contracts? That is the question, and this is the place to get your answers. My name is Neil McDonnell. Welcome to the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. Okay, let's get started. I want to give you a tip today on how to navigate through a particular Navy buying command, but you can do this with any particular agency out there that you're pursuing. Just follow the thread that I'm about to lay out. In this particular case, I want to talk to you about NAVWAR, which is the Naval Information Warfare Center or Warfare Systems Command. So NAVWAR, they used to be called SPAWAR. And they're one of the major commands within the Navy, especially one of the major buying commands. And for me, it's all about IT. If you don't know this, if I haven't said this before, I work with a lot of small businesses that are hub zone firms because I'm trying to help rise the entire tide of hub zone firms in according to the SBA performance goals of 3%. I really feel like if the GovCon Chamber can raise the hub zone program up to meet goals, then the SDVOs, the women-owned businesses, the 8As, all and obviously small businesses generally will all raise up together. So I'm doing a lot of research trying to push in very experienced hub zone small businesses into the Navy to showcase to the Navy that, look, you really do have some 10, 20, $30 million firms, very experienced in DoD who could support you. And I provide them guidance at different points on how to do business development or capture. And part of business development that you need to know as a small business, and that will be echoed over and over again by the government, is you have to do your homework. You have to understand what the Navy's mission is, and et cetera. So anyways, I went researching related to a couple of different activities. One was artificial intelligence, the other is cybersecurity, the other is cloud. And based on my video yesterday, this one is supply chain management as well. And so just keeping those in mind as I go forward. Anyways, I was looking at NIWC, and we're going to go into that in a second, but the Naval Information Warfare Centers for the Atlantic side. But before I went to that, I wanted to bring up this sheet because it's really relevant to understand where you're going in. So I keep talking about NAVWAR, and if you look in here, you can see the major commands, right? And very prominently highlighted is NAVWAR at the top, and then NIWC Atlantic that I just mentioned. So the Naval Information Warfare Centers, there's two of them on either side of the country. So anyways, I can put it in perspective. Okay, I understand where they fit. And that's something that's important for you to do, whether you're at USDA, DHS, HHS, understand where the lower office is or command, whatever you want to call it, and how it fits all the way back up to the secretary of that department. So if you come down this page, I really like it because first, it was putting in perspective where NAVWAR was in relation to the Navy. Now it's putting the NAVWAR organization on the main page and showing us where NIWC Atlantic is as it relates to the organization of the of NAVWAR, of the system command. And so here I can see how things are laid out and how pretty much it looks like NIWC is reporting directly up to the NAVWAR commander, right? And then together with all this, I begin to get an understanding of these program executive offices. There's three that relate to NAVWAR that I can pay attention to, and I'm familiar with them, et cetera, but it's good to know. Also in here, I can begin to get an understanding of some of the organization, these light blue boxes, and then Nancy Gunderson is the head of contract activity. I don't know what her official title is, but it's good enough for me to pay attention to who she is and who her direct reports are. You think along the lines of an influencer. Well, she's the acquisition influencer for NAVWAR, and NIWC Atlantic is falling under there, right? So the program executive offices, I mentioned these are just the big areas. Some of these have 100 programs and projects within them, and they organize around certain things. So PEO Digital and PEO MLB are the ones that really are important to me and what I'm trying to do. And so I'll be looking at those, and I'll show you those in a second. And then you also have PEO, C4I, and Space Systems. Coming down further, though, I've done videos on this that are completely on this particular topic, but this slide's great because it gives me a context of where NIWC Atlantic is and NAVWAR is as it relates to higher up Navy plans and then Department of Defense plans and really federal government plans and how they fit together. Down here, I get a quick look at NIWC, right? So I can see what kind of labs and organizations they have. Over here, I can see their spend and some of their top occupational series. That's really helpful for me because it helps you understand what type of work they're doing. Obviously, NAVWAR and NIWC are both information, so that's why you're seeing a lot of IT folks. And then I can get a good understanding of how many folks are out here from the government. Coming down, this slide's a little crowded, so I'm going to bypass it, but it tells me at a particular Charleston area for NIWC Atlantic who's on there as well as them. And then they're spread out in different places. So National Capital Region's up here in the Navy Yard, and then a couple other places on the East Coast. Let's just call New Orleans on the East Coast there. And then this one was really important for me, and this is kind of the stuff I want you to find on your own, is here I can see the technology focus areas. Now, I already know a lot about NIWC Atlantic and NAVWAR, but in here, I can confirm to myself artificial intelligence. Yes, that's absolutely where I want to be. I'm not really into the shared communication area. That's not me. But artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity, DevSecOps. I don't really care about mobility. When I say I don't care, it's not my world. But model-based systems engineering is huge. And so looking at these, and maybe even a little bit of on-demand manufacturing for the supply chain, maybe. But out of these, out of these 8, at least 6 or 7, or I mean 5 or 6 are fitting solidly in here. And so that's good. It gives me confirmation. Hey, we buy what you sell. We do what you do. So it's a correct organization to go talk to. But one quick tip I wanted to point out is if you take a look at right here, they just slide a little picture in here about the technology strategy. And I can see this is some sort of document that looks like it may or may not have been signed by 5 people. And up above, it's described as the technology strategy and TFA analysis, whatever that is. And so I'm going to go find this thing because that's a document that could help me understand the organization a little bit better. And then down here, the rest of these begin to just break out what's in there. So Fleet C4I, I told you about, there's 150 programs and projects in there. Here's some other ones going down. I'm going to come back. Enterprise Systems Department is huge to me, but I'm going to pop up another one. In here, I can see there's 44 programs. I would want to know every one of those programs for my customers who deal with cloud or enterprise architecture, systems engineering on the different systems, et cetera. And then same thing down here. They put one of these sheets for every one of them. And then there's some other slides. So based on this, I went then and got the NIWC Atlantic organizational structure chart. And I can see in the bottom left-hand side, this is March 2021. So you can tell when I'm recording this, right? It's in March 2021. Today is the 28th. And in here, this is awesome because I can begin to see two major pieces of information. One is obviously the organizational structure and the names of it. So fleet readiness and enterprise systems I mentioned, rapid prototyping. I can see all that around here. And then also I can look in and see the people that are part of this. So here, network-centric development and integration, Andrew Mansfield, right? These are big things for us to pursue. By the way, if you don't know Robin Rourke and you're a small business looking to sell to the Navy and NIWC, go talk to Robin. She is awesome. One of the best small business professionals out there in the Navy, but also across the federal government. So go talk to her. Make sure you're prepared. I think I've done a couple of things in the GovCon Chamber website under the homework series that talk about how you can go talk to them prepared. But go talk to Robin and introduce yourself. Anyways, sidebar there. But here I can see the competencies. They lay that out a little bit more. And then there's a couple other pages that are just awesome, right? In here, I can begin to see the departments they have and some of the names that are in there. Some of these people are responsible for talking to small businesses and talking to industry. So as you have questions and you want to get in there, you can do that. If I want to get in there and talk to somebody in the infrastructure systems, then a natural path might be to Brian or Patrick to talk to them and get an introduction downstream to learn more about something or, clarify an opportunity, et cetera. And then the same thing as you get down into the competencies. This is a little bit further, but Steve Harnigan, he's another one who's awesome, very open to industry and talking to industry. And then across the board, you can see how it's organized. So that's a great chart here, but I wanted to know more. And NIWC Atlantic puts this stuff out and does a great job. So here you see these fact sheets that are in here. And you can see some of the organizational structure of it, the integrated project teams that are in there. I'm going to move to this next one because this is really much more my space that I'm looking at. But here, I just love how they put these together and they give you context, right? The departments that we have over here on the left, well, this sheet is talking about enterprise systems, right? There's four others if you're looking for them. But I can see the size, right? I put this in context. Okay, there's 550 people out there, full-time equivalents, people out there, and they've got 50 programs. And I mentioned this before. I want to know what those are. I know what some of these are because I deal with them. But you can see where their areas are. And then here you got division heads. I mean, this is awesome right from the get-go, right? Data center and cloud hosting. I said that was a big deal. Or enterprise infrastructure systems. I said I wanted to get to know somebody there. And I think over here, I was pointing out, where did I do that? It's funny, I'm going a little too fast, sorry. But right here, infrastructure systems. I said, go talk to Brian or Patrick. But when I come over here, I can see that it's Brett. And I can either try to find Brett directly and see what he's writing on the internet, whether he's writing blogs, doing videos, having participated in events, industry days, whatever. I can do my research on Brett now before I even try to knock on his door and talk about opportunities, et cetera. And then up here, you can see achievements. This is really important stuff for us to pay attention to because you want to know what we've been doing, right? What the government's been doing and how what you offer fits in to what they do. So anyways, a lot of good stuff in here. Go down to page 2. Same thing I showed you a minute ago. The Enterprise Systems Department is organized in this manner, and you can see the integrated project team. So infrastructure systems, it breaks it down even further. And I can see the areas that I may or may not fit in, and I might look at this and go, you know what, I think I'm in enterprise business systems more. It just fits a little bit more with what I'm thinking. And then down here, they just give you a much better explanation. NAVWAR and NIWC do a fantastic job communicating to industry in a way that enables us to do the homework, right? I didn't do anything special here, but get this off the internet. And that was due to them making it available. And the Navy is really good, especially some of these folks here, very good at making sure they're communicating the industry out. And then here's just another one. You see the pattern of what's out there. So let me give you a call to action, which people say I should be putting in my videos more often. Go out and find something similar to this, right? Fact sheets, about us sheets for the agency and the component that you want to talk to. So when I say component, that might be a sub-agency under DHS like FEMA, might be the Coast Guard in DHS or in HHS. It might be CDC. If you're in HHS, you might be targeting NIH, and NIH has many medical centers or facilities. So you would go farther down in that range, right? Wherever it is, find it. See where they've got these briefings, industry day slides. If you can't really find them, again, remember to reach out to people like Robin. I think I had her here. There we go. Reach out to people like Robin. These small business professionals, not only is it their job, but they get joy in the day when they're able to put industry and government together. They're not there to do our jobs, but if we're a good fit for their internal customers, then they absolutely will want to help navigate you through their agency, their organization, to get you to the right people and start talking to them. So go ahead and do that. And then let me know if you find some good material. I'd love for you to share it with me, send me a message or something. And then I can put a video out to everybody else saying, hey, here's something from NIH that Janie found. Okay, if you found this content valuable, others will too. Please give it a thumbs up so they can find it. If you'd like to connect with me personally, do so on LinkedIn. We often do free training webinars and interview federal buyers. Sign up for the GovCon Chamber's email list to be notified about these right here at www.govconchamber.com. And finally, please consider becoming a sustaining member of the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. Help us keep bringing you great content like this for $1 a day. I'm Neil McDonnell, wishing you great success.